Hi everyone, Caitlin here from Humble Honeybee Design. I'm going to walk you through how to edit one of our wedding suites today. It's super easy. We're going to be doing it on the Corjl platform. Basically, what will happen is you will receive an email from us with your order number, and that's going to provide you a link to head on over to Corjl's website. So you'll click that link and it'll bring you right into your order. You're going to see on the side here the multiple different pieces that are included with your order. So with each of our wedding suites, we include the main invitation, the RSVP card, which has a few different layouts, the details card, a belly band, and then instructions. So if you want to go ahead and click those instructions and give them a look through, you can certainly do so. The purpose of this video today is to really just kind of walk you through in tutorial style. So if you're more of a video person than you are a reader, this will be helpful for you. It says incomplete next to all of our items because we didn't go ahead and make any edits yet. Basically, we'll start with the main invitation here. Everything that you see here is editable except the clip art. All of our clip art is embedded into the file, so you won't be able to edit that. But all of our text is able to be edited here. All of our editing tools are on the side panel here, so you can edit the background. You can click there and you can change the color of the background. On each of our designs, we have preset colors, and these are all colors that are coordinating with the clip art and the design, so you can always click through one of these colors and you can put a background on there if you like to. You can add a text box if there is something else that you want to include and you feel that there aren't enough text box already in the design. You can add one in there. I'm going to just take that away. And then you can add a new image. If you wanted to add a picture to the back or anything like that, you could do so. Let's start with editing our template here. And when you click any of the text boxes, you'll see the bounding box show here, and it'll show you what text is included there. So we'll get started up here with the initials. We can change those by just typing in two initials there, two new initials. You'll see this is on a slant a little bit. You can rotate that. I had it on a slant because when it was straight, it was looking a little off to me just with the letters that we were using, so you can fix that. You can change the size of it by either clicking this box here or dragging this box out to make it bigger or smaller. You can change the font between the two different ones that are included in the template. So all of our templates will include one or two fonts. We don't open up the entire font library because the whole point is to really stick with the design that we've put together. So we do have a little bit of a limited option there. This button here is a glyph button. So if you click that, with certain text, it will, or with certain fonts, it'll allow you to go ahead and change some of the letters there. This specific font doesn't do that, but some of them will. And if you click it, you can copy and paste it into the design there. There's a couple of other different tools that we have available here. We have a strike through, an all caps tool. This here, if you hover over everything, it'll kind of tell you what it does. This is tracking, so this will just kind of separate the letters. If you click that, this is letter spacing, so you can see that those letters are starting to pull away from each other, and if you go the opposite way, they kind of squish into each other. We're going to undo that there. And then we have a line height here. So you'll get into some of our boxes, our text boxes here that have two different lines of text. If you wanted to bring those closer together, you could slide that in. Or if you wanted those two lines to have more space in between them, you could slide that out. And you can move everything around the artboard here. Nothing is stationary. Like I said, the only thing that will be is the clip art up there. If you click the style text drop down, that'll give you several options for going in and changing the text. I don't really use these too much, but you could curve in an arc there if you wanted to at the top. I mean, you could really dive in and get creative here with this. It's really up to you and how you want the overall look to be. If you click the Layers tab down here and scroll down, all these layers here with an A next to it are our text boxes. You will not see the clip art image in there because, like I said, that is embedded into the file. So it's really easy. You can go in, personalize this, obviously with names. You can switch everything around here, put all your details in, and then you're going to want to click Save Changes once you're done. Let's take a look at the RSVP card, and what's really neat is we include 2 different types of RSVP cards. So sometimes our couples will have to tell their venue ahead of time what kind of meals their guests are going to want. So we've included 2 different types of RSVP cards. This first one's pretty simple and straightforward, just either an accept or a decline with their name, or you can go into the second one here. And what's really neat about this is we've tried to come up with the most popular food choices. You can take these away. You can change the color of these symbols. Most of the time it's usually 3 options. So like I said, you can click on that. Let's say that vegetarian wasn't an option. You would just remove that. And then you can move these guys and kind of spread this out more so your spacing is where it needs to be. And you can really just play around with this and get it to be where you need it. And that's really nice because it's nice and customizable. Add new image. If you click in there, we've added all of these in here just in case you have to customize that further. If you don't need this, then the first option would be better for you. And then sometimes our templates, like the RSVP one, will have more than one design. So your arrows up here are always going to let you kind of flip through those designs. The details card is pretty straightforward. Same thing, our clip art here is locked, but all of this text is up for editing. You can click in, like I said, again, there'll be another kind of preset color there if you want to change the color on that. If you want to drag this in, obviously all of your details will go here and you can customize that. Let's talk then, once we're done customizing everything, about downloading. The belly band isn't really customizable. You could open that. Like I said, this is all locked in place. If you wanted to add names in there, you could add a text box and you can't really see that too well. Our preset colors aren't in here, but just for the sake, we'll kind of pick something. We can make that a little bit bigger, and then we flip or rotate our text with this green dot here, or you can go into Style Text and click Rotate, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, flip this and eyeball it. So you could personalize this with names, you could put dates on there. One other thing I will show you is if you right click on this, it'll bring up some options. So you can flip, you can duplicate, delete, and then my favorite, the Align to Artboard. This is going to center anything that needs to be centered that you might be adding. Everything will come centered, but you might want to, if you add a text box, make sure that you're centering that. So we're going to center this both horizontal, and then I'm going to go back in and center it vertical as well. And that's cute if you wanted to personalize that a little further. Let's save our changes and let's talk about downloading. So let's go ahead with our details card, since that's marked complete because we saved our changes. Let's say you go back to it and you mess something up, or you want to just start from a clean slate. You would just click to revert to the original here. We'll click back here and we'll hit download. So we've included several options for downloads. We've included the PDF, the JPEG, and the PNG. And I'll run through just quickly what those are. We're going to do a separate video on printing and paper type and what kind of file you want to download. PDF is really good if you're going to send this out to print or you're printing from home. A JPEG, you would use that if you were going to maybe send something digitally. Say you were going to send out an invitation through a text message or an email, you would use that. PNG is always going to give you a transparent background. So not so much with the invitations, but in our party bundles, we include some items where you would want that. So that's why we just keep it as an option. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to select a PDF file. Let's just say I'm printing these at home. I'm going to hit next. And I have this set to 8.5 by 11 inches because that's a standard paper. That's what's going to fit through my printer. These detail cards are sized at 4 inches by 6 inches. And then what I'm going to do, not for this specific design, but let's say for the RSVP card where we have this line of tropical leaves up here, we would want to click Show Bleed because when we trim them, we want to get that right to the edge. Again, that'll be another video. We'll go through printing more in depth. But anytime you have a design going to the edge, you'll want to show bleed. In this case, we don't need to do that because we don't have that in this example here. Show trim marks is always a good little thing to check because you'll see these little boxes kind of come up in the corners here, and that's going to help guide you if you are printing and trimming at home. I do find those to be super, super helpful to keep you nice and straight. Otherwise, if you don't have them, it's going to print out just like you'll see here, and you don't really have that guide. So I definitely would recommend showing the trim marks. You're going to cut them off, you won't see them. And then always print multiple per pages if possible. Sometimes designs won't be able to be duplicated on a page just because of their size, but for our details card, we can definitely fit 2 on a page. So we're going to want to do that. We're going to want to keep that checked too. You'll click download as PDF, that'll download. You'll be able to open it up and you'll be able to print right from your computer at home. If you are sending this off to a printer, check with them first to see what they usually require. Not too many of my printers require the trim marks, so you'll probably want to uncheck that, but they almost always want the bleed. Because that's what's going to get you that design right to the edge. So check with the printer. Email me if you have any questions. I've worked with several printers. If you do end up personalizing your template and you decide that you do want to go through a professional printer, you can always email me too, and we can work something out with that. That's about it for this video. And again, if you have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We can access all of the templates on our end too, so we can go in and fix something or change anything if you need us to. All right, guys, I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care.